So today I wanted to talk about what you should be doing once your two-arm handstand is pretty good. You can hold nice head-in handstand, you can move your legs around some, kicking up and doing a minute is not a problem. And you're working towards more advanced things like one-arm handstands, where you're doing a lot of pressing works, pike presses, stalder presses, these kinds of things. And you're kind of progressing your hand balancing, and you're wondering, is the two-arm work now just kind of a warm-up or something I do, or are there really effective drills I need to be doing as accessory and auxiliary work to drive up the progress with the more advanced work, like the one-arm handstand work or the pressing work. And this particular exercise is very useful for both of those two things. And that's the tuck handstand, but it's important how you do it. If you do your tuck handstand and you arch your back and open the shoulder angle too much, you're going to be doing more of an active arching drill, an active spinal flexibility drill. And if you let the shoulder angle close and the shoulders come out in front of the wrists, it's more of you're kind of in this plunged handstand, and it won't transfer so well to the pressing and one-arm work. We want to use the tuck to train the ability to keep the shoulders stacked right over the wrists. And they can even open a little behind the line of the wrist as long as you're not doing it coupled with thoracic extension and you're keeping the whole spine in a bit of global flexion. And the reason this is so effective for something like pressing or one-arm handstand work is being able to keep the shoulder angle very open and to be able to elevate the scapula very strongly and flex the shoulder. That's what we do when we keep it open. We pull our arm back, and that shoulder flexion is really important to have efficient patterns of movement in the pressing or efficiency in our position in our any hand balancing work, but will become very pertinent in the one-arm handstand work. So this is what it looks like. I go up into my handstand. I bring my knees down into my chest. I pull my ribs in. I posteriorly tilt my pelvis. And I actively elevate my scapula and flex my shoulder. And what wants to happen is my legs, since they're in front of my body, there's all this weight pulling me down. And so the two responses you'll want to do to make this easier is one, you'll come down, but you'll shoot forward. And that'll put the work more in the front of the shoulder, more kind of like planche training, and less in the upper back and the scapula connection. Or you'll go up, you'll start to come down, and you'll arch the back and do more of like a Mexican handstand, which also will kind of take the work out of the upper back, mid-trap, low-trap kind of area, which is really what we want to work. Because what's happening here, it'd be no different if I hinged forward at my hips, kind of. All this weight's falling forward, and then the back of my legs are holding me up. It's the same thing. When I bring my knees down into my chest, and I keep that shoulder angle the same, my upper back has to hold me in that position, much like you would need when you do a press handstand, and it has a big transfer to one-arm handstand work because it makes the connection of the scapula, the upper back, and being able to keep the shoulder angle open, all of that stuff much, much stronger so you can have a better position. So one more time. Nice and tight, knees into the chest, keep the shoulder angle open, push through the scapula. And it's quite hard. A dose of 10 to 30 seconds, 3 to 5 sets can be really useful in warm-ups or as back-off work to pressing work. I like to use it before I do one-arm handstands, and is the majority of work I do in my two-arm training nowadays. In my opinion, for most people at a certain point, it's one of the best drills you can do on two arms when you're working for more advanced skills. And one of the best things you can do besides pressing to make your pressing better.